one of the things that we notice here, as opposed to where we come from in the West, in America and Canada and Europe, is very, very different here. It seems the faith is maintained here, particularly in the issues which now the woke world doesn't like, the truths about life, pro-life, and then the family. How do you think the faith has been maintained here when it couldn't be in all the rest of the world?
Faith is in the hearts of the people. So even to preserve faith, it's not in the books, not in buildings, it's in the hearts of the people. So traditionally, or in the traditional way of life, the parents would share their faith to their children, and this will take this to their children, and that goes on and on and on. So what puts us together is the values that we believe in. For instance, for the African, I am because we are. I grew up in the hearts of my father, my mother, neighbors, but then the relatives like grandparents and the rest of the people. So long as these are there, then I'm there. I'm not somebody if I'm outside that circle. So I define myself, of course, that people can argue about that, but then the point is that faith is shared among people. Faith is something which is inside, but then when we express it, we live real lives because we have faith, even with God. When you have faith in God, then you care what He is telling you or what He expects of you. Now, what holds us together is the faith that we have in the church, first of all in God, in Christ Himself, and His church. When you go to the priest, they tell us some things and we believe them, we follow them. When the catechists or the teachers or the teacher, religious teacher, will inform us or guide us, then we listen to him. Respect for authority is mandatory for faith. Otherwise, people just invent their own ways of living and think that, well, I'm independent, nobody's going to touch me. It's not in the Bible. God from the very beginning, when He put Adam and Eve in the garden, He gave them instructions on how to live in the garden. Now, things changed because they didn't follow what God had instructed. That's the whole issue of sin. So He sent His Son to put us back through a sufficient and clean knowledge to go back to God. So we have to really realize that, well, we are creatures. There is a Creator who has put order in our lives.